when you're having fun. Can you believe it's the end of the day session for gold, crude, the euro, and the financials? And one more hour of trading to go in the E-mini for July the 24th, 2014. It is summer trading. The markets usually offer you one opportunity to get in advantageously, or they just die. They move sideways, and you've got opportunities all day long to scalp. So again, it puts the onus on a trader to be there early or to be there often, and you just have to kind of figure out as you move along. I believe the E-mini is headed for 2,000 no matter what the news is. It's within reach. It's the next round number. Remember 1950 was going to be the absolute top. Now we got through 2,000. They're already talking about 2,200. There was a merger of two real estate companies today. Neither company is profitable. The acquiring company valued the other company at $2 billion. Facebook is valued at, or Zucker, or whatever the kid's name is valued at $168 billion or something like that. And it's just, we just live in an age right now where there's a high degree of I don't know what you call it. You just don't know anymore. What's up is down, what's down is up. So for us, it really just doesn't matter, because all we key off of is the volume. And if the volume's moving higher in the distribution, we don't have to know who the parties are. We don't have to know what their motivation is. We can just see that they are. And on F1, we're dealing with a very strong P. We have been all year long. And right now we perhaps have a move out of the middle in Y period. And it has resulted in new contract highs. So the market is pointed up. My guess is by the 31st we will have seen 2,000. I'm thinking we might be able to see it tomorrow. Now, there's two pieces of news tomorrow. Durable orders without transportation. Then I don't know what's coming out of Israel. I don't know what's coming out of Russia. We're trading accusations now, the United States and Russia. The European ministers slapped sanctions on 15 or 18 individuals or entities. Gazprom wasn't touched. No major Russian company was touched. So nothing's going to happen to Russia. The United States said last week that there would be no increase in sanctions from the United States. So that pretty well told the tale of that story, no matter how the details were fleshed in over time. Got to feel sorry for those people in Holland, but nobody's going to go to war over what happened in the Ukraine. They're one of those unfortunate unintended consequences or collateral damage. I'm telling you, things are just kind of coming apart at the seams everywhere, and that's what happens if you don't have order, if you don't have nations willing to step up the plate and maintain that order, and we don't have that right now. So it's going to get worse before it gets better. Okay, here is the E-mini on a volume basis. We still have a little more volume in the top half than we do. On a balance point basis, we're definitely looking at a P. On a volume basis, maybe a D leaning P. So we got a D to a P profile here, and we can still trade higher. The high was set early on the early news. We weren't able to exceed it. We saw on screen number 5 how the large players defended the 82 to 83 area. Then when that didn't work, they went to their number 2 level. The 84 to 86 level, that was successfully defended, and here we find ourselves at 81.50. So everything structurally, volume-wise, etc., is still pointed higher. the breakout, I mean, came from 83.50. We're below that right now, so we got a new contract high. When you've got new contract highs, we may not go straight up every day, but the buying's not over. So again, if you're forced to make a trade at the market at any moment in time, you're still going to trade from the long side, given all this buying that's come before. Okay, where is support? Right now we've got support in the 80 area, give or take. Really good support back here, 75 to 77. And we're going to make buy one on the hopes that we'll get a little selling overnight. We'll get some follow through around the globe. Again, it may take an 80 to get in. This market is just strong. And I can certainly sell failure to take out 85, 86. And I think that's the easiest trade to take. Have it trade up in Globex, the overnight session, have it fail at 86, and hit the bids and see how far it can go. So buy one will be 75, 77. I don't think we can get much below that, but the second buy zone would be 70, 72. Right down here, leaning on that high volume number at 71. So here we are. We'll just see what we got. We have some news tomorrow. Durable orders up 0.3. Ex-transportation up 0.7, and they would really like that, because if it ex-transportation up 0.7, perhaps economic growth is spreading into the rest of the economy. We won't get uniform news across the board that everything is going up, and that's what you would get if the economy was running on all cylinders like it used to do when it recovered from recessions, but that's not the case right now. So the focus will be durable orders, ex-transportation, and this number, if it came in at 0.7, would be supportive. Okay, the normal pattern after an auction is to sell in the financials, setting up the next auction. Next week's auction starts on Monday. The end of the month is on Thursday. They'll settle on next Thursday. And we saw really heavy net selling today, and most of that came in the 50-lot player. So the primary dealers, in my opinion, are setting up next week's auction. Espirito Bank has gone for protection from creditors, so they're going to go in that. There's another bank, and I forget the name of it. I put the article up there that might be next in line. Is all these banks are tied together. You've heard of the daisy chain before. What's collateral at one bank is probably subordinated and collateral at another bank, and that's how it works. So I don't think the selling in financials, given what's going on in the Ukraine, in Israel, Syria, Portugal, etc., can get too far out of hand, but I do think we can sell, especially tomorrow, setting up the 2-year auction come Monday. So we've got a lower high, we've got a lower low, and we do this. This is capital flow, and today the capital flowed to the short side of the market. So we are sellers first to see if we can break support. And if we can't break support, we'll come back and reevaluate it. We had good trading today. We like the short side of the market first. A little too optimistic on the first call, but we lowered the sell to 5s to 9s. The rotational high was 6, and it gave us a good trade. Looking at the F2 screen, it is definitely a B. Volume is below time. Everything is set up for the market to trade a little bit lower. I like the best short to take is when they rotate it up, test resistance, resistance holds, and it starts back down. So resistance starts at 2 to 6, and hopefully we'll be able to get a trade-off in the 1 to 5 area. But you can see right now that got this ledge right here at 2, and then we have that rotation up to 6 and A period where our sell at 5 came from. So this is our sell band. So 1s to 5s are where we want to get off a short, and need to take out first 30.5 and then 24 to stay with the trade. I think we're going to trade a little bit lower in the overnight session. We'll open it up a little bit. We'll make 25 to 21 buy 1. But if we can't crack the 27, 28 area, then the buy will jump up to 25 to 29. And again, I just don't think we're going to see wholesale selling. I think it'll be orderly. I think when the primary dealer community has to step in and support the market, they will, like they did at 125 today. You can't move paper when the market is going straight down. It just won't happen. The knob spread came in today, and so we did have selling across the board, and usually, it's going to be pretty tough to get long the knob spread on Monday, but I think it's probably worth a shot. I mean, we've been doing it at 10.5 to 11. Now we're going to have to do it at pretty close to 13, so that's going to be a real leap of faith. That might be the cheap Charlie. That's getting up there. But trade your eyes, not what's between your ears. Trade what you see, not what you believe. And that gets so many of us in trouble. If every one of us went back to our first year of trading, if we could have eliminated 5 or 6 trades, we would have all been profitable. And what were those 5 or 6 trades? They were the ones where we kept moving the stops because we didn't want to take a loss. And again, if you're going to be successful trading, you're going to have to learn how to take small losses. Okay, we got 28 to 30 is sell 1 zone, and then the second zone is 4. So we're going to sell failure to take out 38.04. On the buy side, we got this area down here at 37.04. That's quite a bit of ways. Got a day session low here in the 14 to 16 area. We're at 26, so let's make 17s to 21s. Buy 1. We may be in a situation where we have to pay 25s, but we're not going to start out there. And then 9 to 13 will be buy 2. Okay, gold got whacked. This is the third instance of a huge seller coming in. That's the large institutional selling, and it almost certainly has to be from a central bank. I mean, nobody comes in and shoots $1 billion in an illiquid market at the market all in one price. You can't do that, and without really screwing your fills and hurting your fill price. So why would somebody do that? They're sending a message. They're saying, gold, be careful buying gold even in these chaotic times. And the only people that would do that would be central banks defending their currency devaluation plays. The irony is that these large central banks come in and sell, and they turn around and they buy the physical. Okay, we have really good support in this 85, 87 area right down here, so let's buy 1. Get a retest of that. Going on the weekend, I don't think we'll break. And then the second buy zone would be playing the 80 area for buy 2. On the sell side, pretty clean up here, so 95, 97, sell 1. Today, this morning, we came in wanting to sell a 13 area. We'll make sell to 13.02. Had a really, really good trade in gold today. Caught it early, caught it just right. Had a shot at making 100 plus ticks on our gold trade today. And that happens quite a bit in gold and crude. And for a beginning trader, you really need to do yourself a favor and take a look at gold and crude if you don't screw with your stops. If you screw with your stops, they are catastrophic contracts. I mean, you will not do well in them. You'll have catastrophic losses is what you'll have. And you're going to get skidded anyway on your fills when you stop out. They're not going to be clean fills. So you got to be able to absorb that intellectually. Okay, the euro, as you well know, I still like the sell side of the euro. We're making new lows regularly right now. It is the overt policy of the European Central Bank to lobby rhetorically and do everything they can to talk the euro dollar down. This latest go around with Russia with this, I don't even know if it's a wrist slap, the new round of sanctions that they put out. I know they had to do something because of Holland, but you talk about insult to injury. It probably would have been better to do nothing and let Holland think about the future role of the European Union. But they couldn't do that, would they? So this 75 area is a pretty good sell point. So 75 to 85 is sell 1. 135 even will be sell 2. We're at 65. They did get stops below 50. It is the end of the week. I want to play for one more round of selling. So stops below the current low will make 30 to 40 our buy in anticipation. And when it gets to us, they'll rally it into off of short covering into a higher close tomorrow. And then buy 2 will make 15 to 25. Actually, we'll make it 10 to 20. So I think the euro will continue to be sold. Can't think of a piece of news that would rally it. Short covering definitely, though, could bring in buyers. And last but not least, crude. Okay, Iraq countered Sistani's move yesterday. They're doing everything in their power to keep the Kurds from selling crude oil. And the story they're telling, it's not the Kurds' oil, it's Iraq's oil, so they don't have claim over it. Now, of course, Kurds could go through ISIS, through a middleman right there, and the oil has to be pumped, it has to move, it has to go somewhere, so they could cut a deal like that. And for money, they just might do that. Now, ISIS is not going to successfully invade the Kurds' homeland. I mean, the Kurds have already jumped out and stopped them at Kirkuk and other places, so they'll get as good or better than what they hand out. And the Kurds aren't going anywhere. It's their homeland. That's not the case when they go against the Iraqis. So, crude is pointed lower. We've said all along that it would be below $100 a barrel if it weren't for what was going on in Iraq. And so, right now, I think we're going to test this 101.50 to 25 area, and we're going to put our first buy right in this high volume area. And then the best place to be a buyer would be at 100. Let them get stops below 100, then bring it back for end of the week profit taking. On the sell side, we're at 101.98, so we're going to make 25 to 50, sell 1. Then 75 to the buck for sell 2. Okay, we do have news tomorrow. Durable orders, it can move the markets. Hopefully it adds some volatility to what's going on. Volatility is always nice. That's what we need as traders. In the summer, though, quite often it's that first move of the day that that's our only shot that we have at making money cleanly and quickly and having any chance of hitting our trading targets. So we need to keep that in mind. Be